All right. I'm live. Hopefully you can see me. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be doing some channel reviews. So let me know your channel name. And what I'll do is I will go and I will look at your channel and I'll just give you my thoughts and any recommendations, thoughts I might have on, how it can be improved, maybe things that I think are good. All opinions are my own, so they're not I might be the admin of the group, but it's not the official stance of the group if I happen to express an opinion. And there are a couple ground rules. So as I did the previous times I've done this, the ground rules are I will not be subscribing. And that's even if I see something I like. If I see something I like, I'll try to remember maybe if I want to come back and subscribe later. But I don't want this to be about you trying to get one more subscriber or trying to convince me to subscribe to your channel. This is about me trying to provide some feedback and thoughts and hopefully maybe some useful advice to you about things you can do maybe to improve your channel a little bit. And maybe some areas where you're doing good and that kind of thing. So I don't want it to be about trying to convince me to subscribe. It's not. I'm not going to be watching any videos either for several reasons. One, you can send me a 2-hour video, and that's more than the time I have available, and that would just eat up the whole thing. So that wouldn't work. As well, it's your content. I don't want your content kind of coming through on this necessarily. And most of all, to be completely honest, I don't want this to be a way that people are coming here to get views. That's not what this is. This isn't coming for getting a subscription out of me or getting views or watch time out of me. This is about getting some opinions and some feedback, maybe some suggestions and ideas. So, I'm happy to do that. I think I can probably give you about 90 minutes. That's sort of the ground rules. No subscribing, no watching videos, and no and a hard limit of probably 90 minutes on this activity from me. So that's pretty much it. Those are the ground rules. So if you're willing to play, just give me your channel name, and what I'll do is I'll start by searching for it, and I will I will give you some feedback on that experience. So, for example, how hard is it to find your channel? What is the first impressions if someone were to search your channel name? The SEO, the description, truncation, all that kind of stuff. And then I'll dive into your channel, look at your description, your layout, and go from there. So that is the current plan. Toby, I was hoping you'd be here. I totally wanted to review your channel. I keep telling myself I got to spend some time looking at Toby's channel, and I'm just so dang busy. So I'm super happy that you're the first. Let me just get rocking on my tablet here. I am getting another one. I need to open up a text file and I'm going to build a queue. So it might take me a little while to get to you. This might not be my only kick at the can. I might do more of this tomorrow. Creation. And I assume you guys can hear me okay, given that I've got a couple channel names. Brook Boy. Also, can you see me okay? Is this lighting all right? Do I need to turn on some more lights in here? Let me know. I've got a little post-nasal drip, so I might be coughing. If it gets to be a problem, I've got halls. Just let me know. Okay, I'm going to turn the sound off from the tablet, open up a web browser, and we're off to the races. Sounds good, fantastic. I got this phone like 3 days ago, so I barely know how to use it. To be confirmed productions. Putting you on the list, you're number 3. To be confirmed productions. Sounds perfect. Thank you, Nathan. Very nice of you to say. Yeah, my new phone is interesting. I'm going to be recording a podcast this weekend. I'll probably talk about my new phone then. I got a Sony Xperia, and I miss my BlackBerry, but there are some things about this phone. Better camera, better battery. I just miss my physical keyboard so much. Anyways, Toby Creation. All right. So if I search Toby Creation, you're the number 1 result, which is good. It's got that picture of you with the blue outline, which I know is sort of like from the things I've seen you sharing in the group and the odd video of yours I've had a chance to watch. I know that that's sort of the style of your channel, and that's great. You've got okay. Nathan, sorry, were you one of the 3 on the list? I get confused quite quickly at this. A lot of things. So I've got Brook Boy and To Be Confirmed Productions. if I have trouble finding a channel, then we'll go the link that way. But a big part of what I want to do is talk about how easy it is to find your channel and first impressions. And also, the chat's on my phone, and I'm looking on my tablet, so I'm not able to click links to follow without having to activate the stream on the tablet, and then we cross the streams, and Ghostbusters would not approve. Anyways, so Toby, so that's good. You've got that consistent branding of the blue outline, and it's a nice color. I like it. It works well. Your face is front and center, and you're often in your thumbnails pretty much consistently. So I think that you've got some really good brand consistency, better than my channel. And on that note, you have quite a few more subscribers than me. And that's another disclaimer I want to put on this live stream is I only have about 775 subscribers myself. So I'm not exactly the hugest success story, but I've been on YouTube since 2006. I've been filming since 2001. And as the admin of the group, I do see quite a bit of stuff. So I think I've learned, hopefully, some useful things. And if not, I don't know. Maybe you'll get some value out of this. At least maybe it'll be a little entertaining. I don't know. So it says, Toby is a travel vlogger and VR creator. Subscribe for new video, Facebook, and there's some links there. So looking at the search results for Toby Creation, the last word I see in your channel description is Instagram. And so that's one of the things I try to talk about a lot during these live streams is it's important to know how your channel displays to other people. I got a friend request. I hope it's not another spammy one. Anyways, and so this is the description that people are going to see, and this is a first impression, first blush. And so there's good stuff here. Toby is a travel vlogger, and you've got the little icon for the plane. Also, how do you do that? I don't know how to do that on YouTube. I don't know how to do the icons. Adventure Finders. I'll put you on the list. Okay. Anyways, so the beginning is good. You start off right away. And VR creator. So are you a creator of like virtual reality? And if so, is it software? Is it hardware? Are you a programmer? I'm not sure what exactly VR creator in this context means. And so at first glance, the travel vlogger on the plane, that's great. Then after that, I start to wonder if there's branding consistency or not, or if VR stands for something in this context that I'm not realizing, vacation realizer, creator. I don't know what it would be. And so anyways, that part's great. But then it's subscribe for new video, Facebook, and then you got the arrow at Toby Creation, Instagram. That's what I'm seeing. So I think that you're not necessarily making the best use out of the truncated search results for your channel. Because subscribe for new video, Facebook, Instagram, that is, I don't think that's going to entice people to click on your channel in these search results. VR for 360 videos, but I should probably be more specific. Yeah. You could just say, and a VR 360 video creator. Even that would be good. Okay, that looks like you've got official Darku. I'll put you on the list. It's kind of linky, but whatever. I'll make it work. Official Darku. You guys get out of this what you put into it, I think, in some regard. So I'm happy to play along to whatever degree you like. So yeah, I think putting like 360 in there would help. At least for me. And again, I think you're underutilizing some of your early description space. So instead of saying subscribe for a new video, Toby, I just know because I follow you on Twitter and other places, and I see in the group, I know that you did an epic train trip, for example, across America, I believe, which I'm more than a little jealous of because I think that would be cool to try. I also want to do Route 66, but anyways, enough about my channel. Toby and I are both travel channels, so we have some in common there. So I would think that after putting, VR 360 video creator, after that, maybe start talking about one of your greatest accomplishments or trips. Not accomplishment like subscribers or views or whatever. I'm talking about what the audience is going to care about. Which is like, check out my my epic train trip across America, or my 26-day train trip, or however long it was, or how many cities or states or whatever. Something so that they can gotta get a feel right away. Got another one here. Just put you on the list. Edith Gamenstein sounds German. I'm guessing this is another channel name. Planetary Ashes. That's cool. I like that. I'm hoping that it's like astronomical, but I suspect it's game stuff. That's just because I know a third of all YouTube is games, and another third of all YouTube is vloggers. So it's, statistically, it's likely one of those two. But I'm hoping it's something different. Anyways, that's my first thoughts on the first thing. Also, 961 subscribers. I'm sure you can taste the 1K that you're so close. And I really hope you make it soon. 43 videos. That's that many subscribers on that few videos is actually quite an accomplishment. Sashi, if you could just give me your channel name, I'll put you on the list. I am broadcasting from my phone, but I'm visiting channels on my tablet, so I'm not able to click links. And part of what I want to do is actually search your channel name and see what comes up as part of the review. Okay, so Toby Creation. Oh, I got a couple notifications here. Let me just take a quick glance. Make them go away. Ooh, new subscriber. That's nice. Oh, I think it's that sub for subber I nuked earlier. He'll probably disappear. Oh, and an angry person commented on one of my videos. One of my recent videos is getting a lot of hate. It's weird. I haven't had this much hate since the Six Flags video. It's not as bad as that, but man, I said something bad about a stock, and I think all the stockholders are coming and like, oh. So, anyways. Okay, so I go to your channel, and so what's serving as your channel trailer is A German's Guide to Visit Germany. And then it has DE in unbolded characters next to it. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. Does that mean that it's in German, or is that a special character that you were able to put in as Sashi official? Okay, get you on the list. Or is that like a special characters you're able to put in that maybe help with searching? Like, is that the European Union code for Germany? I don't know. Uploaded 2 weeks ago, 131 views. That's kind of surprising. I don't take this the wrong way, but from what I see of how professional your channel is and from the professionalism of the videos I've seen, and for that subscriber base you've got, I'm surprised that there's so few views in only 2 weeks. So, I mean, obviously the suggestion that I generally make, a Germany emoji, like the German flag, or like somebody in a journal or something. That's interesting. Maybe it's just not displaying. I'm using Microsoft Edge on a Surface 3, if that's useful to you in terms of what I'm seeing. So, anyways, that's interesting. My recommendation would be to possibly find, if you're not already doing this, Facebook groups that might be like, of people who are interested in going to Germany. Maybe there's a German tourism subreddit somewhere. Might be some good places to share it to get these views up, because, like your content deserves to be seen by more people. Okay, vlog 10. So that's the beginning of the description. So as a casual observer, my first thought is that this is part 10 of a series, and so I need to watch 9 other videos before I could jump in at this point. And so this is something I struggled with when I first started uploading my videos back in 2006. I had like a Chad. If I could just get your channel name, Nathan M. Okay, let me try this. Nathan M or slash blah 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 Roken 44 or Nathan Miller. Okay, if I have time to get to you, I've got 3 different ways I can search for you. We'll see what comes up. Okay. I can't see all of that message. My current channel, Nathan M, should be the featured channel. Okay, well, I'll figure it when I get to it. Right now, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're number 9 on the list. So, Mary Berry. Okay, adding you to the list. That's kind of fun to say, Mary Berry. I like it. Channel name is Chad Sinclair. Okay, does what it says on the tin. One thought about you guys who use your real names and your real full names. I don't know. I mean, there's something about becoming a famous personality and stuff like that. But aren't you a little concerned about privacy? I mean, let's say you blow up and become huge. Everyone's going to know your full real name. Maybe I come from a paranoid time of the internet where, like, it was obscurity or security by obscurity. I'm known as Cowman in a lot of places on the internet, or Vacation Impossible. People know my first name is Ray, but beyond that, I try to audit GameStun. You're on the list. I've seen you put it up 3 times. I got it the first time, assuming you've only shared it 3 times. Anyways, So like if you were to have my full name and to search it, you actually wouldn't really find me. In all honesty, you'd find a pumpkin I carved in like 2008 in support of a politician, and you might possibly find my day job, maybe, but that's if you had my full name to begin with. And so that's part of how I insulate myself and my family from potentially people who hate me or people who love me, because either can become unhealthy. So it's just something to think about. Yeah, Chad, you make a fair point there. Absolutely. Anyways, okay, so that was my concern about the numbering system. Is when I first uploaded videos, it was like 1x01, 1x02, like you would if you had video files for a TV show. And it was an organizational thing, made sense, the order they could watch them in, that I preferred to watch them in. But it was intimidating from people watching, and it didn't put my best part forward at the beginning, which is, why am I enticing people? What's it about? I didn't get to the point fast enough. Eventually, I moved the episode titles to the end of my channel, my video titles, and eventually I dropped them all together. Some are kind of in the description. I use playlists to order things, and I figure if they want to watch it in a particular sequence, then hopefully they'll go to the playlist. And mark, when you create a playlist, make it so that you indicate that it's the official playlist of that video. A video can only be in one official playlist, and as the video creator, you get to determine that. And so that can be one way of, if you want things to follow sort of linear sequence. You can also, of course, link to things in your end card, or you could throw links in the description. So there's a whole bunch of ways you can sequence these things. And so I totally get the desire to number and sequence your videos. But I learned the hard way of like struggling with no views or subscribers for the longest time, that I think that was part of what helped me back early on. If I could get into a time machine and go back to 2006, I would be the biggest YouTuber based on the stuff I've learned since, but fortunately I'm a little slow learner. So, all right, my first collab with Corolla, where we talk about where to go in Germany and more. Okay, so it's cool. It's nice as a collab. I don't know who Corolla is. If that's like her brand, if that's the full thing, that's great. If she's a person from another channel, if it's Corolla from Vacations with Corolla or something, that could be helpful. I see that you linked in her video early in the description. And then, yeah, you have a link to your vlog, and you have a bit.ly URL shortener that goes Toby Vlog 9. Nice touch, by the way. I think that's well done. That's a good way to do that. What days do you upload, and what is your opinion on the matter? I'm super inconsistent. That's probably a thing that holds me back. But I got my day job and my family and my life and all the trips I take and stuff like that. And I like video games too. So I don't have a lot of consistency. I'm probably a bad person to ask for that. In terms of frequency of upload, my experiments with the YouTube algorithm, I think weekly is good. Daily is hard to sustain at any level of quality, and more than daily, I think, doesn't help you. But a lot of the bigger YouTubers who do consulting work professionally, they've been actually recently advising people don't do daily uploads. And largely it's because it's hard to maintain quality on a daily basis. Depends on what you're doing. If you're reporting on the news or that sort of thing, then okay, maybe. If there's daily news that, you do a Philly D type thing, that's fine. I'm aware of him. I don't really watch him. I've seen some of his stuff. That would make sense. But if it's not that, then it's really hard. Like even vlogs, like is something interesting enough happening to you every day that justifies a vlog that somebody would enjoy watching? That'd be really surprising. And if it is, hey, all the more power to you, but then you might be the most interesting man in the world. And so maybe you should be selling beer or something, like, if your life is truly, truly that interesting. So that's my basic thought. In terms of day of the week, I don't really have any strong opinions. So anyways, yeah, so that's just looking at that video. You've got... it looks like you have a featured channel that it looks like you. It looks like your full name, and you're there. Derek HMC, a friend of yours. Oh, Corolla in Paris, related channel. I see it now. Oh, that's interesting. That's related channel. That's the YouTube algorithm doing that for you, which that's kind of cool. One of the things I talk about in these live streams is that if in your bottom right hand corner of your channel, you can have either popular or related channels. If it's popular channels, I hate to break it to you, but you're not getting enough consistent traffic that YouTube doesn't know what you're about. And they don't know what other channels to recommend based on you. So they're just going to recommend some of their more popular people and hope for the best. Whereas in this case, this is a related channel and it's Corolla in Paris. So again, I put, my first, I would even maybe drop the word my first. Just say collab with Corolla from Corolla in Paris. I think would be good. Yeah, that's absolutely true. A lot of the daily people probably do have teams. I mean, even Philly D is a great example. As I don't believe he does his own editing. He's got a team. He's trying to start a news network. Mindy, a member of my ensemble, is a big fan, so I hear about him through her. And so, yeah, that's one of those things. And so, like the production quality and the quality of the editing and that sort of stuff. Editing takes time. I believe in something that's highly produced. You should be doing 1 hour of editing for every minute of the finished product. So do the math. You can't sustain that daily if you also have like a day job. Um, okay, Cody, what's your channel name? I can put you on the list. You'll be like number 10. And I'm taking a long time on Toby. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm really liking, I said this before, he's got a really good consistent thumbnail. He's very clearly a central focus of what's going on. And I see this stuff all the time, and I always see it when I don't have time to do anything. Like I'll be at work or something. Hey, Andre. And and they are appealing. He does that, that white outline, but he doesn't do it super thick, and so I think that's good. And sometimes it's around like in the 10 colorful chairs in Denver. That's a video I have watched in its entirety, which the cinematics on that I thought were really good. I think I even commented about it at the time. I do remember that. So the blue outline and then the little bit of white around him and an object or whatever. I think that's pretty good. I see in your thumbnails you have Toby Creation in the bottom left-hand corner and sort of a cursive script. I like the consistency. I find that those fonts are a little hard to read at different scales, so I'm wondering if that might be might want to consider relooking at the font if you decide to do some sort of massive rebrand. But it is, of course, consistent with your banner, I see, and I do kind of like that picture on your banner. The Snapchat thing on either side is interesting. You've got a good balance there. I have a gaming channel and I upload 3 to 5 times with some editing. Is that good? That's super general, man. I couldn't say. Upload 3 to 4 times, a week? Is that what you're saying? I would suggest that's possibly more than you need to. If you think, hey, Tina, it's Ray, actually, but you'd be surprised how many people call me Roy. Actually, I've been called Ryan at more jobs than you would believe. Dakota Merchant, going on the list. Merchant. All right, number 10. Okay. So anyways, it's interesting. It's there twice, but it does balance the image. So are you finding a lot of engagement in Snapchat? Are you getting a lot of benefit out of it? If it is, then okay, that's fair, because you also have the link in your socials, which is good. You'll find me on Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Snapchat, and what's this last one? Are you on Vero? Veer.tv, I don't know what that is. Yeah. Sorry, I'm probably saying that wrong. If you feel like it could have benefited from more editing, then maybe less frequent, but if you're at a point where you are like, I can't think of a way to edit this more, another pass will drive me insane, something like that, then yeah, that's time to post. That's kind of the metric I use. I go over it, and I'm like, if I go over this one more time, I'm going to start doing stupid stuff, or I'm just going to, I can't take it no more. So anyways, okay, Toby Creation, let's go look at your About page, and then I probably got to move on to another channel. I'm spending too much time here. Okay, so actually about your channel description, yeah, that was one of the things I was talking about. It looks nice the way it's laid out. Tina, I can completely relate. I actually have partial dyslexia. That's sort of a challenge I've faced since I was like in grade 3. So I absolutely sympathize. Between you and me, I think dyslexia can actually be a superpower. And here's how. Because I have partial dyslexia, I double and triple check my stuff like you wouldn't believe. And so in the end, I end up having fewer errors than people who don't struggle with that. And also I'm great at the jumble because the letters move themselves. So like I read a novel and sometimes the name of the character will actually be an anagram of somebody else. I'll pick that up on that right away. So sometimes it sucks, but sometimes it's a superpower. Anyways, so Toby, what you've got here is you've got a bunch of your social links, and I've got a couple thoughts about that here. Also, it's a lot of ads. These aren't clickable links. I don't think this is the best approach, to be completely honest. So I think you want to bulk up the beginning of your description. Like I said, maybe talk about a couple of the trips you've gone on, like say whether it's an epic train trip across all of America or, doing 8 countries in 2 weeks in Europe or whatever you've done. Give like 1 or 2 examples, whether it's this or that. We always try to have a good time. Come check us out. Oh, hey, Mama is my channel. I was wondering why you were calling me Mama. Thank you for clarifying. I was like, wow, that's weird. I don't know how to react to that. Okay, you're going on the list. Hey, Mama. Okie doke. My Google search suggestions are going to get weird after this. Anyways, so those links. The thing is, on your About page, Toby, you still have your banner. And so you have a clickable link up there for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and that thing I don't know about. So what I would suggest is after bulking up your description, then just include the things that you don't have listed up there, and make them clickable links, hyperlink them, because right now they're just usernames and it's pretty consistent. And you could even say, you could say like, follow our social media. We are at Toby Creation all over the place, and then just give the few examples that there aren't already links on the page for, and then I think you'll be making better use of the space. Yeah, anagrams, absolutely. And I see that you wrote Brain there, but I read it as Brian because that's me. Okay. Anyways, Toby, I hope this is somewhat useful to you. I am an admirer of your channel. Also, there are links at the bottom that are clickable. So maybe it's a little redundant putting it on the description as well. Maybe you just don't need to have any links up there. Maybe just generally say, find us on your favorite social media platform at Toby Creation. Something like that. And then just bulk it up, because if you bulk it up with descriptions talking about train trips and vacations and travel and things that you've done, that's part of the SEO. And so you need that to align. You need to have the same words spoken in your video as in the titles of your video, as in the description of the video, as in the meta tags of your video, as the description of your channel and the meta tags of your channel. When all that happens, that's what I call keyword alignment. That's when everything starts to come together, and that's when you start to dominate some search terms on YouTube. I've had some successes with that. I'm no expert, but there's certain things that if you search, my video is going to come up. I've done incognito tests on this where some of my videos, I'm owning certain search terms. That I'll either be the top or in the top, the first screen of results, what's known as being above the fold, which is a reference to newspapers. So now that I've clearly established that I'm old, Toby joined YouTube in 2005, and you're almost at 1,000 subscribers, man. Well done, dude. Like, maybe you know this better than I do. But keep doing what you're doing. Those are just a couple of suggestions. But don't take it as any discouragement on my part. I think a little bit of tweaking, and you'll leave Vacation Impossible even further in the dust. Okay, on to iBrook Boy. Going to search iBrook Boy. Now keep in mind, I'm not doing these searches incognito, so my search history and my watch history, my subscriptions and likes and comments are going to possibly influence how results appear. So keep that in mind. iBrook Boy, there's one result at the top. It's clearly you. The 3 videos underneath that channel are all from that channel, so this is clearly you. You have 132 subscribers, so congratulations on the 100 subscribers. And you have 22 videos. Posting the greatest moments for your enjoyment. Recording for the moments, posting for the memories. So a couple things about that. I have no earthly idea what your channel is about based on that description, just to be perfectly blunt. I see that's a picture of you and you're holding a camera, so I'm thinking it could be about photography. Reading the description makes me think it's maybe a vlog, but honestly, I have no earthly idea what this channel is about. And you use the word moments twice. And so from an SEO standpoint, think about all those words that I just read, from the word posting to memories. How many of those are being searched? Probably not much. I don't think anyone searches the word posting, for example. Enjoyment, recording, I don't know. Anyways, let's dive into your channel, but those are just some initial thoughts. I think you need to really just get to the point right away. What's your channel about? And generally speaking, if you can include a why, that's somewhat helpful. It doesn't work for everybody, doesn't make sense for everybody, but people say, like, one of the reasons that Apple is so successful is they often have ad campaigns that really don't explain the product. They're not talking about what features it has or what makes it different, But they do often talk about, at least it's known that, like, Steve Jobs says, I want to make a dent in the universe and that sort of stuff. And there was that, Super Bowl commercial in the late 80s and all that kind of stuff where it's all about changing and challenging the status quo. And so people buy into the why of it, not necessarily the what of it. And whenever you can incorporate that, I think, into some of the YouTube stuff that you guys do, I think that can be helpful. So, okay, iBrook Boy. The first thing I notice is your banner, and your banner has, the way I'm looking at it, and I'm on a Surface 3 using the Microsoft Edge browser, just so you know. There are black bars on either side, so the image is kind of cut down. So I think what you need to do is have a higher resolution image that's cropped appropriately. I recommend you Google YouTube banner dimensions and only look at the results from like the last 2 years, because they do change these things over time. A quick example of a why. Well, for my channel, Vacation Impossible, what I've tried to incorporate in my channel description as a why is I started the channel to convince my family and friends to travel more and with me. And so why I do it is to inspire people to travel more and to do it cheaper and smarter and different, because I believe that travel broadens the mind. So that's the why of my channel. Is I want to get people out of their comfort zones and having more fun and saving money while they do it and stuff like that. And that's what really does it for me. And it all grew out of me trying to convince my friends and family to do exactly that. So that's my why. It might not be the best why, but I think it's a good question to ask yourself as a creator, as an artist, if we want to call ourselves that. And I think that's fair. Why am I doing this? I think that can really help hone what you're doing, what your goals are, what your message should be. Just some pontification, if you permit it. So anyways, yeah, your banner. So it looks like it's like a 4x3 banner in a 16:9 world. So you're welcome, Christina. I hope that was helpful. And so, I think it needs sort of dimensions updating. Like I said, Google it, but only go with the dimension results that you see for the last 2 years or so. Maybe throw the word 2018 in the search string, and then you can get some good dimensions. And what you could get is a template that'll have a bunch of lines on it, and it'll show you like this shows up in mobile, this shows up in desktop, this shows up in, like a tablet, and this shows up on a phone or whatever. The elevator button. That is weird. I'm at a hotel right now and they have buttons. Okay, cool, Brooke. I'll move on from that point. But one thing you can do in your channel setup, and if you go and look at, for example, either Vacation Impossible or Toby Creation, we both have in the bottom right-hand side are links. And those are clickable. Whereas you have your Snapchat, your Instagram, and your Twitter here, but those are not clickable links. They're part of the image. And so the clickable links, I think, are much better because that can actually drive traffic. And so I'm just going to quickly hop over to your description because those are driven by that. So, for example, I'm looking at your description, and underneath detail, there's a 2-sentence description, your location, and nothing else. If you go to edit your description, you should be able to put in some social links, and then that will populate up on your banner. That's how you do that when you edit your channel. So it's very easy. It's very easy to do. A lot of people miss it, though. It's one of those little details. Okay, so I see, and this is kind of interesting, your channel description, the whole thing actually showed in the preview, so I've spoken about it. And it doesn't say what your channel is about. And so, like, I see from your banner that you have a new video every week. I see that you're outside, again, with a camera, with some people. Looks like on a wharf, at a lake, maybe. So maybe it could be a vlog. It could be you could have a travel series. I don't really know. So I'm going to go back to your homepage and kind of look around. You've got some featured channels, so it's good. Glad to see you using that function. Just judging from the names, Man Meets Junk is the only one that seems to kind of describe what the channel might be about. And so, again, I have to give you the bad news. Social links from an iPad. I am not an Apple guy. I know I totally just talked about Steve Jobs, but I actually hate Apple products. I'm sorry. And I'm on my Sony Android phone and my Microsoft Surface, but I don't get Apple. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I would like to think you should be able to. You should be able to do it from a web browser, I would think. So good luck. Anyways, iBrook Boy, I hate to break it to you, but YouTube doesn't really know what you're about because it says popular channels. If it knew what you were about, hey Joel, thanks. I did not bring your t-shirt. I'm sorry, but in my not tomorrow. I have a new video coming out tomorrow. That's a special one. I put a lot of work into it last weekend. But the video after that, your t-shirt will be nicely visible. It's another podcast clip. I know if you've been watching the podcast recently, I kept having to block out sort of below the shoulders because our microphone and our equipment was visible. And so I accidentally blocked out your t-shirt, which I'm sorry about. This next one, I actually go lower for a specific reason. So not my next video tomorrow, but the video after that, your t-shirt should be nicely visible. Also, hey man, thanks for the t-shirt. And if you want me to maybe put something in the description about that, like, hey, credit to so-and-so for this t-shirt or something, send me, let's go with an email because I'm traveling right now. And if you send it me some other way, I'm going to forget about it. team@vacationimpossible.ca. Just include the link to your channel and any little blurb that you might want me to include in the channel description with those videos. And I might tweak it so it sounds like it comes from me. But if you want to do that, happy to. Thanks for the t-shirt. Anyways, okay, what do we got here? Back to iBrook Boy. I was sick for a couple of weeks, by the way. So I've got this post-nasal drip. I don't feel it, but it makes me cough. Like there's a little tickle in my throat. It's been weeks. I need it to go away tomorrow. There's a big thing happening tomorrow. I can't talk about it, but I need to be better. Anyways, okay. This looks like it's a gaming channel. So you do have a channel trailer, which is good. Moo Crew Hype. Yeah, that's right. And it's but the title of it is just welcome to my channel. This doesn't describe anything. No one's going to go, and I don't mean to be harsh, but it's faster this way. Yeah, I'm on my second channel. I'm going slowly. I'm sorry. I'm on iBrook Boy's channel right now. I've got 8 other people on the list. Anyways, no one goes to YouTube and searches the phrase welcome to my channel. Now, I know this is serving as your channel trailer, and that's, sort of like a commercial. It's the first thought you had about it, but it is still one of your videos, and you want all of your videos to be as searchable as possible. So again, what is your channel about? Even just welcome to my gaming channel would be a slight improvement, but it could be, iBrook Boys PS4 Gaming Spectacular or something. I don't know. But get some keywords in there that people are searching. Which is interesting because your description was what I was just talking about. Why do I make YouTube videos? That's great. That, I think, is a thing to discuss in text in your description of your channel as well. So leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for the support. Again, I've from the search results looking for your channel, the banner, the name, and the description and title of your teaser, no idea what the channel is about. Such as gaming, vlogging. What would the description be then? Welcome to my vlogging gaming channel. I don't know. Just stick those words in there at the very least. I think that alone could be a useful improvement. And again, I haven't watched this video. I see it's 3 minutes, but if the video is about why do I make YouTube videos, look at your answer. Put some of your answer in the description. Yeah, Nathan, I haven't got to you yet, but we'll see what I can do. But that's one of the things about this is I might not get to your specific channel, but hopefully some of the things we're talking about will apply to a lot of people. So there's 18 people watching now. Hi, thank you. I appreciate that. It's fun. I hope you get something out of this. But the things that I talk about, Toby or iBrook Boy or myself or someone else, they could apply to a lot of people. So hopefully this will still be useful to everybody. I was just talking about keyword alignment. YouTube knows the words you're saying in your video. So the words that you say should some of them should be included in the title. Some of them should be included in the description. Some of them should be included in the tags. And if it's the same words all the way through, that's when you get that alignment. That's when the algorithm starts to say, hey, this video really is about X. And also, it's tedious. And I put it off and I was resisting it and I was fighting it. I didn't want to do it. Captioning. I had a period where I wasn't releasing much in the way of new videos, but I was going back and captioning my back catalog, and my viewership numbers stayed steady. Normally, if you don't have a new video, there's a slow drop-off. But I think the drop-off from no video was being counteracted by the fact I was doing captioning, and now 11% of my videos are watched with the captions on. And I still haven't gotten the whole back catalog done yet. So it means those that are hard of hearing can appreciate it and watch it more. Oh, right. I remember writing that description. I think you're having a bad day or something. And I'm like, well, the least I can do is try my half-assed way of writing a description. I'm glad that worked out for you, that you thought there was value there. That's nice. It was worth my time then. So, yeah, you're welcome. And it was, how was I talking about? Oh, right. Closed captioning. Closed captioning means that the hard of hearing can also enjoy your videos, or people who are watching it in a place where they can't really listen. Maybe they don't have their earbuds. People who listen to videos with the sound on in public places drive me crazy when they don't have earbuds. But maybe they're in the toilet. I don't know. I don't judge my audience. If you want to watch my videos in the toilet, all right, fine, but maybe keep the sound off so you don't make other people hate me. Or wonder about you. Anyways. And also the thing is, when they're captioned, I think they can be more easily translated into other languages without effort on your part. So that helps. And one of the cool things, here's my trick. Here's my secret trick for captioning videos more quickly, is YouTube auto captions some videos. I don't know how it picks and chooses which, when, what triggers it. If anyone knows more, I would love to know. If it's just somebody going in and trying to put on captions where there are none and that triggers it, I don't know. I want to experiment. I haven't had time. If someone could figure it out, that would be helpful, because then all you have to do is edit what YouTube figured out. And YouTube, depending on your accent, how loud and fast you talk, and the sound quality, it can do a pretty decent job. But if I keep talking about a cruise, because I go on cruises like a cruise ship, right? And it thinks I'm talking about work cruise, CREWS, instead of CRUISE. And I go in and I fix that. And then I make that the official captioning. The keywords start to align on cruise again. And it does better. Channel link. I just turn it on. There's no way I could write it out. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, and it depends on how long your video is. I mean, a 15-minute video could take you an hour to caption, and oh, God, I have to listen to myself again. I just edited the damn thing. Please, channel reviews. Yeah, I'm broadcasting through my phone, but doing the reviews on my tablet. So if you can just give me your channel name, I'm not able to follow links. And also, part of what I'm trying to do is tell you how the search process goes and what appears. So if you give me the name, I'll put you on the list. So anyways, I'm going to go down iBrookBoy's channel a bit more. Breaking the game with Justin Bieber. That's interesting. I don't know. Feels a little clickbaity, not going to lie. I have trouble believing Justin Bieber has anything to do with the game. Getting to know the YouTube community. Subscriber Sunday, grow your channel. That's interesting. And it does seem like you're doing a couple of different things there. So yeah, you're doing gaming, you're doing creator support, like Schmoyer does, that kind of thing. Voice trolling, battle royale stuff. So that's uploads. You got popular videos, and that's it. Splat kids. Okay, I'll get you on the list, Sharon. Yeah, I'm very intentionally doing this at a different time of day than the last couple times I did this, because I want to try and get more time zones represented here, as we are truly a global community. So, iBrookBoy, you need playlists. You're talking about different kind of content. The very least you should do is have like 3 playlists. You should have your gaming playlist, your vlogging playlist, and your community support playlist, or your YouTuber support playlist, whatever you want to call it. That's true. That's true. Having a unique name can be helpful. Blow up doll girlfriend in public. Interesting. So your most popular viewed videos, 380 views from 2 years ago. There's a challenge. So yeah, that's some of the basic stuff. Hopefully some of that's useful. Lucky I'm up at 6 a.m. Subscriber Sunday is like, that's how junk man. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. So hopefully some of that was useful to you. One of the things about sort of the earlier part of being a YouTuber is that little things can make a big impact, I find, early on. Okay. Responding to... Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a new feature. All right, now it's to be confirmed productions. Let's see what I can find. I think this was one of the channels that had a concern about searchability. Let's see. Well, it's... Okay, I think very clearly I got the first result is probably you. It's a dude with a goatee holding a book. To be confirmed productions is the name. 54 subscribers, 61 videos. Kingston and Marley TV. I'll get you on the list. I'm not sure I'll be able to get to all the people, but we'll give it a try. And like I said, hopefully some of what we're talking about will be useful to people even if I don't get to your channel. You probably see yourself in some of these comments. What software do you use for editing, and what do you recommend? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I've been using that since 2001. I started in version 2, and I'm currently using CS6 because that was the last version where you didn't have to pay for a subscription. And I believe that I should buy my software, not rent access to my software. But that's just a personal thing with me. It's what a lot of professional movie studios use. It's got tons of features. I'd say like 99% of the time, there's something I want to do, it's capable of doing it. The other 1% of the time, I would need After Effects, which I just don't have the time, the money to learn, to get, whatever, you know. And so I kind of fake it. Like, oh, do I want? Like, I had this idea I was going to make a cruise ship shoot phaser beams as a gag. I never ended up doing that, and partly because I couldn't figure out how to do it without After Effects. Although, since then, I've learned different tricks that I could kind of work around it. I could fake it if I wanted to, but I'm not in love with that idea anymore. In a diffuser. Yeah. Well, you know what the thing was? My cough was getting so much better, and then the hotel I'm at gave me free candy. That was stupid. Candy made it worse, but it's already getting a lot better than it was. Like an hour and a half ago when I was watching Matt, I was coughing up a storm. So I'm on the mend, I think. I saw a doctor like a week ago. They said that it's just going to be irritating. It's not serious. So, okay. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Well, you don't. Yeah, if you're not familiar with James Rolfe, some of his non-gaming videos might appeal to you. He's a big fan of like those classic horror movies. No, it's great. My one thought is to make it a little bit more visible. Is there's some headspace above you, and so if you were to zoom in a little bit more and put you a little bit more center and still have the thing in frame, but then maybe you could get a little closer, so it'd be a little easier to see as a thumbnail. But that having been said, the framing of it right now does look really good and professional, so it might not be worth changing. I don't know. Okay, so I like movies and I talk about movies. And then you got your Twitter, your Instagram, and Reddit. You got your own subreddit. That's kind of cool. I created one for myself, but I got like one downvote and nothing else. So maybe one day it'll become a thing. It's not a bad idea to maybe camp on your brand. You know, I've been doing that with Small YouTubers Boost as well as Vacation Impossible. Just sign up for the accounts all over the place, even if you don't use them now, so somebody else doesn't get it. Scott, did I get skipped? I'm not sure. What's your name? I can tell you if you're still on the list, your channel name. I don't remember. My memory's not the greatest. So anyways, I like movies and I talk about movies. That's fine. But then after that, you get into links. So I think that you should bulk up the beginning here because it will appear in the search results. And so if you know, I assume you review movies, I'm guessing. And so you could say like, official Darku. No, I think you're on the list. Yeah, you're right now 3rd on the list from where I am right now. So if you could say like, you know, I review classic horror movies or something like that. That gives the search engine and the algorithm a little bit more to go on. And it gives the potential searcher more of an idea specifically about what kind of genres or what kind of time frame. Do you do modern and classic? Do you focus on horror? Do you horror sci-fi? Do you do all movies? You know, maybe look at what your most popular video is, and that might give you an idea of maybe a highlight something. Like I review movies such as The Dark Tower or whatever your most watched review is, just to capitalize on that SEO optimization and give people an idea in an instant what you're about. YouTubers that inspire my content. Well, I have to go. I initially started creating videos in 2001. Channel link. I give a lot of beautiful videos, but my view of the channel is not a little help, brother, please. If you could just give me your channel name, I'll put you on the list. This feels a little bit like a link drop there, man. Like, not giving people reason to watch. Anyways, give me your channel name and I'll search you if I get to you. I've got about 10 channels in the queue right now. But anyways, you try to tell people a little bit more about what you're about, so that YouTube knows what you're about more, and that more people will be inclined to click on it and be like, oh, hey, I love horror movies. What's this guy all about? And you got a good look to you, you know, not to be judging people on their appearance, but when I glance at it, I think of like Kevin Smith, like Clerks and Mallrats and that kind of thing. You're obviously more trim, but this actually, the grayscale, the black and white, really actually reminds me of Clerks quite a bit. So I don't know. That's just a thought. That's totally random and not super useful. 54 subscribers on 61 videos. I was like that for a while. I had more videos than subscribers, and I understand that's a tough place to be. But I'm hoping that means that there's a lot of opportunities for improvement here. That maybe I can give you some good ideas. Okay, so what's serving as your channel trailer is a review. Star Wars: The Last Jedi is lots of reelies, and then it cuts off. On the video, you get 2 reelies. On the title, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reelies. So either that's meant to be a tease, or you have too many reelies. I mean, I get this probably part of a gag, and that's a gag you can work into the video. But in the title, because it gets truncated in different places, again, you want to get the point early on. So I'm not sure that that's the best idea there. Some of my videos do weird things. They might only get 20 views at first, and then later it shoots up to 200. Makes sense. I've always been kind of rubbish at selling myself. Yeah, I mean, and it can feel a little weird selling yourself. I don't like it myself. Like, I've been trying since about December to put on the end of my podcast clips, actually asking people to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hate it. Every video says that, and to me it feels like it's almost insulting. It's like, yeah, I know that's an option. I know how to do it. I don't need to be reminded. But apparently it makes a big difference. But the problem is that when I've been trying to sell myself that way, at least this has been coming from members of my team and my friends, they say that my loathing of the process comes across in the camera, and that's not great. But there was one video at the end of where I said something like, and please don't steal this, where I said something, or do your own version at least. I said something like, everybody asks you to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not going to do that. You're smart, attractive people. You know what to do. And I got a bunch of feedback on that video that they thought that was the funniest part of the whole video. They thought it was the best part of that particular video. So I think there's good and bad ways of doing it, and try to be creative. Anyways, that was a diversion about self-promotion. So finally, someone has the courage to talk about Star Wars on the internet. I like that. And I like the fact that you do have, like, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, very popular film. Like, I want to watch this review, not going to lie. It's 28 minutes. That's a little off-putting, potentially, as a new viewer. But it's, I think you pick a strong subject matter to lead with, which is good. I think that bulking up the description a little bit more. Like, what kind of stuff do you talk about? Are you talking about the plot? Are you talking about the cinematography, the music, the acting, the directing? What dimensions do you dive into? You could add a second paragraph after Star Wars on the internet and flush that out a little bit. And the good news is, if you're worried about it spoiling your video, it would largely be below the fold. Normally, the first 3 lines, if people aren't on your main channel, if they just go to the video, the first 3 lines appear, but they have to click show more to see beyond that. So if you put details beyond that might kind of spoil the video, not as many people will see that, but the algorithm will. And that will help you with your keyword alignment. It hears the word in the video, because YouTube can do that, sees it in the title, sees it in the description, sees it in the tags, and all of a sudden, you're starting to own that search word. I'm fine with doing the subscribe, click the link thing at the end screen, because I can be daft with it, make it part of the joke. I think that's the best way. The best, in my personal opinion, the best ask for subscribers that I've ever seen was Stephen Colbert for The Tonight Show, where he said, click subscribe. It's almost as satisfying as skip ad. He doesn't do that anymore. Now they put up an end card and there's music playing, but I thought that was fantastic. That's the best I've seen. There's some good ones out there. I think I like Ari Melber on MSNBC. His is really good, where he says, like, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're with us, and we appreciate that. I love that. I want to do something similar for my next podcast. What are we talking about? Sorry, I'm talking about how end screens and telling, and I got a little off topic there. But anyways, so yeah, what I'm saying here with the Star Wars video is put in a second paragraph where you talk about what things about the video are you talking about? You talk about how it fits within the franchise, et cetera, et cetera. I think you get the idea. And then have the links a little further down. What is Tonight Show? What does Stephen Colbert host? I can't keep the name straight. They all sound the same. The Late Show, I don't know. Also, the art on the banner is okay. But if there's a way to incorporate the fact that it's very clearly about movies, and here's my suggestion. Okay, Damien, I'm sorry I don't speak that language, and in the live chat I can't translate. So, unless that's the name for your channel. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Sorry about that. Maybe if you had something that was like an overlay on the back image that was like film strip, but have your text on top of that as a layer. So background image, film strip, text. At least then it would give a hint Oh no, he started on the Daily Show. No, that was ages ago. He went Daily Show, Colbert Report, and then one of these late night talk shows. I don't keep the name straight. um, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. That's right, Late Show. Yes. You see, I see it and it makes sense, but it's right. Fallon's The Tonight Show, right? Yeah. Fallon, I'm not as big a fan of. Anyways, getting off topic. Use layering in Photoshop if you can for that banner, and just throw a hint that it's a movie. And I think a film, a little bit of a semi-transparent, maybe a film strip going at an angle in the background. It would make the image a little bit more dynamic and more represent what you do. Just a thought. You got links here to Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. That's cool. It says my Twitter. Maybe drop the my. Just a thought. Or, to be confirmed productions on Twitter. That might make it long. I don't know. TBCP? I don't know. Team Coco. Those guys are all friends, right? Like, when they do crossovers, it's kind of funny. Thanks, Avery. I'm glad you think so. This stream will be, you can watch, if you're not here with me now, you will be able to watch it again, and I will probably upload it to the Small YouTubers Boost YouTube channel at some point. I don't really maintain that channel. Right now it's just a holding place for this and from my April Fool's joke about moderators. If you didn't watch it, the videos are there. Tim's video and Andreas's videos were awesome. All entries were good, but those two stuck out because I thought they were funny. Okay, just looking at your thumbnails here. The text is kind of hard to read on my screen. I know it's kind of like a warped horror-ish sort of. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I don't know about that thing that happened with Conan O'Brien. He kind of got a raw deal there, and so I think that there's some feelings there about that bad deal he got. But other than that, yeah, I think they're all friends. So I would, yeah, you're in there and that's good. Some of it's on a blank, background. So something a little bit more dynamic. Everything wrong with. That's a funny concept. That's a cool idea. I watch the Everything Wrong with videos. So when it's just a solid color behind you, maybe something a bit more dynamic. And what I would suggest is if you do a Photoshop, for example, you lower the opacity. Or, so that it's not as, you'll still have good contrast against it and you'll jump out. But that way it looks a little bit more professional, a little bit more dynamic image. Yeah, channel logos, descriptions, SEO, whatever kind of comes to me. This is freewheeling. I don't know if it's going to be useful for you. I'm just going to try my best and we'll go from there. I think I'll give you guys about another half hour. So let's keep going. Just quick hop over to your channel description here. Yeah. So, yeah, I just really bulk up the description. Add another paragraph or something. Give some examples. Talk about the kind of stuff you do, and even just if I hop back over to your homepage here. I like you have playlists, creature features, that's good. Video essay type things. That's funny. Can I do yours? I can put you on the list, but I don't think I'm going to get to it in the next half hour before we end the broadcast, I'm sorry to say. But hopefully some of the stuff we talk about will still be useful to you. There's this guy. One of the things I cover on my channel is Carnival Cruise Lines, and one of their their public faces is a guy named John Heald, and he did a video series called "Whatever We're Going to Call These Things." And I thought that was funny. It's not super searchable, but it's funny, and so funny can often win the day. So video essay type things, I kind of like that idea. Obligatory Last Jedi video. You got a good sense of humor about your channel. I think that's great. That's probably, having not watched the videos, that's gonna be one of your strengths, I think. So I just watched. Okay, this is clearly a series that you've got. So, you've got some playlists there. That's pretty good. One thing I notice, you don't have a most popular thing. I suggest add that. Put it at the bottom. Sometimes I think when people go to a channel, sometimes me, other people too, sometimes I want to know right away, what's your best game? What's your most popular? What's this guy really about? Okay, maybe he's doing videos about 3 or 4 different kinds of things. What's his bread and butter? And so sometimes I look for those most popular videos as a sort of starting place. And so I think that would be good to include. Just put it at the bottom. Doesn't need to get a lot of attention. It's also kind of nice to see when you go to your own page and you're like, oh, hey, that most popular video is getting up there. That's cool. Okay, moving on. think we'll be seeing good things from To Be Confirmed. I think that there's a lot of potential there. Adventure Finders. I'm a little worried about that name because it sounds semi-generic, but let's see what comes up. Nope, we got it. Okay, Adventure Finders. It's kind of got a cool logo, a bit of a crest there. You're getting screwed by the circular thing that YouTube brought in, I see. It's tough. But it's a cool idea. Yeah. What's going on, guys? Josh here with Adventure Finders, where we love to go on all kinds of adventures, anything from hunting to... So I would eliminate... Actually... Oh, okay, I see what happened there. I would eliminate everything before Adventure Finders. How do you get on the list? You can give me just your channel name. I'll put you on the list. I've got like 10 channels and 25 minutes, so... eliminate everything before Adventure Finders, because no offense, Josh, nobody's searching your name. In all likelihood. And what's going on, guys? Like, you're asking a question and people can't answer in the description. I mean, I know that's probably not what you're doing. It's a conversational style. You're trying to make it casual and approachable, and those aren't bad intents. But it's not a very professional open to your channel description, if to be brutally honest. But what you have from Adventure Finders on, Adventure Finders, drop the comma, Adventure Finders, where we love to go on all kinds of adventures, anything from hunting to, and where you go, I want to know, hunting to what? Do you go fishing? Do you go on cruises? Because it's kind of my thing, so yeah, I think from Adventure Finders forward in your description is pretty solid. You got 31 videos and 32 subscribers, so let's dive in. You don't have a channel trailer. So a channel trailer is a good idea. I would recommend thinking about some of the best moments you've had on your channel, some of the most watched things, some of the funniest things, the things that you just, maybe you have an emotional attachment to, and you're like, oh man, I love that part. I love when we did that. That looked so good, or was so funny, something like that. And try to create what we call a sizzle reel. Make it like no more than 60 seconds, and just a minute of some of the best moments. And then just throw that up as a channel trailer. All you have to do is take your existing stuff and just chop it together. Maybe throw some music on it if you do have a cruise video, actually. Cool. Is it Carnival? Or are you one of those other people? So I think that's an easy thing to do. And also, it's kind of free views. I mean, I hate to sell it like that, but people go to your channel and it autoplays. And I mean, I don't like things that autoplay with sound, but that's a YouTube setting. I'm not going to be able to change YouTube on that. I can change my Facebook settings. Can't do it on YouTube. So it kind of gets you a free view, and some free watch time is one way of looking at it, just by people who go to your channel. But as a result, it gives you a chance to grab them. So start with your best. And just 60-second sizzle reel. And try to give it a description that actually describes it. Not welcome to my channel. No offense to people who do that. I don't want to have to rehash that. The Carnival Magic. I've been on their sister ships, the Breeze and the Dream. The Breeze I've done twice, the Dream once. So I haven't done the Magic yet, but the Dream class is lovely. Those Deck 5 hot tubs, am I right? Guys Burgers. Oh, so good. Anyways. I'm looking at your video titles, and it's a little thing. It might sound a little nitpicky. Call me a grammar Nazi if you like, but proper capitalization speaks to the professionalism of the video. And I think people, they might like raw video, raw talent, content, but I don't know that but they want to see that you put some effort in. And yeah. So also, and I see this a lot, and I'm glad you're giving me an opportunity to talk about this. So you've got, one of your videos is called A Little Late But Happy 4th. And I see this all the time where it's like, oh, this video is late, sorry, things like that. You could say that somewhere in the description. You could say it in the video if you want, but basically you're starting off not with your best foot forward. You're starting off with an apology. And I'm a Canadian. I don't mind an apology. I don't think it's something that people go looking for in something new. You want an apology if something's gone wrong. And again, no offense, but with 33 subscribers, how many of them are super picky about your upload schedule? Or maybe, and I'm guessing this was, 9 hours ago. Okay, it's after July 4th. I get it. I thought it was maybe not your regular upload schedule, like you say every Friday, and it came on a Saturday. Because that stuff drives me nuts. And it's always in the description. And it's like, new viewers don't care. And so for the established ones, you can put it in, but put it in the video or put it lower in the description if you want to address the fact you didn't meet your upload schedule. This is one of the reasons I recommend against having an upload schedule. It works for some people. Cinemassacre has James and Mike Mondays, and Monday's new video, I know it's there, I can go watch it, and that's fine, but they can maintain it. And they didn't have that consistency until they'd done a whole lot of other stuff. So as an early YouTuber, having a super consistent upload schedule that you're public about and you try to hold to, you're gonna at some point, guaranteed, unless you're very lucky, sacrifice quality to meet that deadline, or you're not gonna meet the deadline. And I don't think that's not what a new viewer cares about. How do I give you my YouTube name? Facebook Messenger? No, you can just post the name of your channel right here, just the way you asked that question, and I'll put you on the list. It's not that complicated a process. I don't have that kind of I don't have a big setup here. So anyways, also you say Happy 4th, and there's a picture of an American flag. So I get that you're probably talking about July 4th, but again, think about the SEO, think about the search engine, and think about telling YouTube and Google what it's all about. What's your deal? So, if you said Happy July 4th, American Independence Day, then you're going to have like synonyms and the different search terms. And if somebody wants to watch a video on that subject, you're more likely to come up than Happy 4th, because maybe you're talking about May the 4th be with you. I don't know. And the other thing is, and that's another thing about the a little late but, is videos on the internet are kind of forever. I mean, some of them feel like they have a lifespan. Here's a quick little side story. Erratic HD. Okay, I'll put you on the list. And, I'll try to keep this list. If I do this again tomorrow, maybe I'll go back to the list. Although I kind of like to do it when you guys are actually here. And so you might not be around. Oops, that's the function key. I didn't want that. Wow, the whole desk moved. Okay, anyways. So what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Anyways, the basic idea is that you want to have, professionally looking titles with proper capitalization. Try to get some of those searchable keywords in there so that YouTube knows what you're all about. So you've got a banner. It fills the whole screen, but there's sort of like a subset banner. So like you've got this, and then there's like a different background of like a stretched out version behind it. It kind of works, but it's I think it would be better rather than having the image on top of the image. Tina, yeah, sure, I'll put you down there. Although how could I possibly make the description any better than last time? I'm kidding. That's a joke about me being egotistical. I try to do something every week with a heavily edited video essay style thing. 2 weeks got exhausting. That's the thing, is it needs to be something that you can maintain as a passion project, especially if you're not making any money off of it yet or not making enough to, replace your day job. Is that and passion ebbs and flows, and so give yourself the freedom when you've got the juices are flowing, when you're in flow, as they talk about. Come see Ben, gotcha. You allow yourself to be able to do more, and when you need to step away and take a break, allow yourself to do that, to recharge and refuel that creative bucket, so then you can go splash the creative juices on people when it's full again. I don't know, that metaphor wasn't perfect. So looking at the thumbnail, I see that there's some text on it, and if I go closer and squint a little bit, I can read it. 4th of July celebration, sorry it's late. Again, take out that apology. As much as I'm Canadian and I love people who own their mistakes and stuff, this isn't the place to do it. Don't do it when you're selling yourself. Do it after they're in. Get them into your restaurant, then apologize when you take too long to give them their water. And so the font, again, capitalization to look more professional. So at the very least, 4th and July should be capitalized. I would recommend using the number 4, TH, because it's fewer characters, and then you can make the font bigger to take up the space, and it's easier to read. If you're using Photoshop or some other similar like program, maybe a drop shadow to make it pop a little bit more. That kind of thing. And so consistently, I'm seeing here that the text is a little hard to read. And it's all always lowercase. So you got some playlists: hunting and trapping, underwater adventures, random adventures, sky course. He did the sky course. I'm jealous. I've been on a dream class ship 3 times. I never got around to doing the sky course. I went to film tonight. Fell, messed up my. Oh, geez. Well, I'm glad you're in good spirits about it. I'm sorry to hear that you got hurt. I hope it's nothing too serious. Snorkeling in Cozumel. That's cool. It's an interesting picture. It almost looks animated. And again, the font, it's like this peach color on a teal background, which, I mean, that's a contrast, but it for some reason, it doesn't look quite right. Even though there's the orange teal counter thing, and that's kind of close to that. Um, yeah, I would, you know what? Here you go. Here's one of the tips that I realized last September. I was, yeah, I bet. I would go up there with my GoPro on my wrist strap or maybe my friend's chest strap or something on a hat. And I just, yeah, I'm going to do that one day. I don't have any cruises booked right now. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed to say. But I am still traveling because I'm here in a hotel room right now for reasons I can't talk about. But stay tuned. Say maybe tomorrow around 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. I have a scheduled post that'll go up in the group, and you'll know what I'm up to. Anyways, what was I talking about there? See, I'm scatterbrained. I'm easily distracted. But anyways, you got playlists, and that's good. And again, like I recommended on the previous person, have a top videos one at the bottom. If you basically just go to add a section when you're editing your channel layout, there's a like popular videos option, and it'll just populate itself. All you have to do is add it. I think it's not a bad idea to do that. Change my process and uploaded a new one. Yeah, we had that issue with No Face, whatever, Nemo or whatever his name is. It took forever to update for him. What is a YouTube icon? It's like your profile picture, and I think the way you update it is by your Google Plus. You just put a new profile picture on that, and then it translates over. Christina, you cruise Carnival every year. I have to resist the urge not to sell you on my YouTube channel because we're all about Carnival. Like, we have a video that shows you how to find hidden decks on any Carnival ship. It's a process that works every time. There, that's it. Vacation Impossible. I'm done my sales pitch. Okay. So, and again, I hate to break it to you, Adventure Finders, but it says popular channels, not related channels. YouTube doesn't know what you're about. So you really need to think about the words you say as they relate to your title, description, tags, and also channel description. As much as those can align, that's when YouTube goes, oh, you're a car channel, you're a hunting channel, you're a gaming channel, whatever. Now I get it. Now I can start serving up the viewers for you that would look for that sort of thing. So like the banner, looking at the middle part of the banner, you've got black on light color. So Adventure Finders, that font pops. That's good. Adventure hunting, diving and fishing. That's good. It's just the dimensions are kind of off. Your raccoon character is cool. I think if you could make him a little bigger, make him a bit more visible. And again, Google. Oh, thanks, Christina. Scatterbrained. Maybe I already knew that. I apologize, but thanks for subscribing. Got a big new video coming out tomorrow. It's a little off-brand for us, but it's going to be epic. In fact, our movie review guy might really like my video coming out tomorrow. So if you're still there, just a thought, Vacation Impossible, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, is when that launches. Anyways, that's not what I'm here about. But make the raccoon a little bit bigger so that he pops a little bit more because he's pretty good. But again, Google, YouTube banner dimensions. Make sure the result is within the last 2 years. And if you get one of the templates, it'll show you what shows up on mobile, whatever. And so make the core of your image for all things. So the smallest box in the template, the core of your image should be there, but make sure that everything outside of that flows from it as well, and looks as professional as possible. Now, one thing I notice you don't have is any social links here. So Adventure Finders, if you haven't already created a Twitter account, Facebook, whatever, I recommend you go and you do it right away. In fact, all of you guys, even if you have no intention of doing much with your channels, go out and grab those usernames, the ones that are your channel, so that someone else doesn't go and do it. Here's the thing. I've used this metaphor in the group before. You may or may not have seen it. English time. I have no earthly idea. It is right now... what is it? It's 2:18 Eastern, 11:19 Pacific right now. So we're talking... Ray math. 12, 18 hours from now? Is that right? 18 hours from now, I think. in that neighborhood. So, although you could subscribe to Vacation Impossible and click the bell and then you'll get a notification. God, I hate doing that. Anyways. Thanks, Gina. Yeah, so you don't have the social links. So anyways, all of you guys, if you do not have a Twitter account, Facebook, whatever, don't worry about creating content for it. Just go and grab the username, because I've used this metaphor before in the group. You may or may not have seen it. But if you think about it, every video that you put up on YouTube, it's like a lottery ticket. But the thing about these lottery tickets is the numbers get drawn all the time, and you never know when your number's going to come up. So that means a couple of things. One thing, I had a video that I put out. It's on my channel. It's I was reviewing Lemonade. It's an orange soda, and I filmed it season 10. What was that? Was it 2010? It was years ago. It was like 2010 or something, I think. And yeah, Google was great for stuff like. I'm not trying to be snarky, I swear. And. What the hell was I talking about? I'm so easily distracted. I'm like a goldfish over here. Oh, right, the Lemonade video. So anyways, I launched it and it got like 12 views. Because back then I didn't know how to promote things. I didn't know descriptions, thumbnails. I was just not good. The video was actually pretty good. I went back and rewatched it. I was surprised that I was like, oh, I was surprised that it was better than I was expecting it to be upon rewatching. And it's very vloggy, and there were like jump cuts and stuff. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know what those were back then. I was just doing editing and making it up. And so it actually kind of came out all right. So for like 5 years, 6 years, longer probably, it got almost no views. It went like years with 0 new views. And then about a year ago, it started getting a few here and there. And now it's getting consistently like, I don't know, 10 views a week, something like that. It's getting up to like nearly 700-800 views now, I think. I haven't looked at it in like a week or two, but it just, the number kind of came up. And you play the lotto and sometimes you win the $5 card. And so like, that's the thing is, like, people who talk about deleting their channels because they don't want to keep up with it anymore. Don't, just leave it. Keep those lottery tickets. You never know when your number will come up. But another thing about that, and this is going to sound weird, but this is Machiavelli I studied in university. And he said fortune is fickle, which means you can't predict luck, basically. But what you can do, he goes on to say, I forget how he phrased it, but you have to be prepared for success. And so I think as small YouTubers, we should all ask ourselves, are we prepared for success? What if, while you are asleep, the next time you go to sleep, 3 hours into sleeping the night away, someone on the other side of the planet, a famous person, catches your video, and a talk show host tweets about it, talks about it, stumbles across it, or the algorithm gets updated. And for whatever reason, somehow now your video is coming up in search. Or maybe suddenly the soda you reviewed 8 years ago, people are Googling for whatever reason, and your result is coming up for whatever reason. So are you prepared for that success? So what if you became an overnight success and somebody else wants to monetize off of you, and they want to steal your success by creating a Twitter account pretending to be you, for example? And so that's one of the ways to be prepared for success. Have other videos that people can watch, have things cross-linked and all this other kind of stuff, playlists, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, hey guys. Whatever it is, you can have all that in place, the sort of infrastructure, if you will, for like maybe overnight success could happen to any one of us. There's nothing that prevents it from happening. And some people in our group have had some massive successes unexpectedly. I remember there was this fitness guy who's super, super nice, and he made like a roast video and it took off and suddenly became all about that. And he pivoted because he was ready to do it, partly because he had a great attitude, which was like wonderful. But that kind of thing. We've got a veterinarian in the UK who's doing exceptionally well, and a lot of people, and they're still in the group. They might not be as active because they got this success they're managing, but be prepared for success. And so part of that is trying to have some control over your brand. I'm not saying you have to go form an LLC, although I joke about doing that. You don't have to trademark things, although maybe one day, but stake your claim. I was talking about cruises and Carnival Cruises because that's kind of my thing. They gave a guy a free cruise because he had Carnival Cruises as his Snapchat handle. I have mixed feelings about that. I don't like people who park on other people's stuff. I think that is super scummy and bad. But don't let it happen to you, is basically what I'm saying. So if you go and you create a Twitter profile in the name of your channel, put the password in a text file somewhere on your phone or something, and you don't even have to go back to it. Just go in the description and have it have a link to your channel. And here's another reason why that kind of thing is important. When Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube consider verifying accounts, putting that magic little check mark next to you that gives you the seal of authenticity, one of the things they look for is your presence on other social media platforms. And is it consistent? Does the same basic logo and style, like Toby's got this down, he knows this business. If do you have the same colors and the same images? Is it the same person and the same logo and the same name and branding? And is it consistent from Facebook to Twitter to Instagram to YouTube? And if it is, they're more likely to verify you from the understanding that's out there in the world. I mean, some of these groups actually publicly state that if there's consistency, then they know it's you. And so what if you blow up overnight while you're sleeping and suddenly become popular for some reason? Maybe somebody adds a link to your video in a Twitter moment that becomes important or something. Then you might wake up to 1 million Twitter followers or something. And so you got to have at least the ability to use it. No, I didn't see anything, David. Things are good on this end. So anyways, by way of that, the point I'm trying to make for adventure finders here is if you don't have social media accounts for your channel, go and create them. Like I said, put the username and password in a text file. Forget about it if you want. Put the links in, though, because it also shows that you're professional here on YouTube and people will see some of those links. So how do you go about doing that? I explained it earlier, but I'm going to talk about it again. Yeah, that's the thing. What my problem is I've got basically my one logo, the circle, and I have two versions, one for the podcast, one for the channel, but I don't have a consistent color scheme. I use a black and red sometimes. Sometimes I do a white on blue, and I've got the gold of that logo, and I am a mess. I need somebody to fix up just give me colors. Tell me to be consistent. I can't decide. I don't know what's right. I'm not a design guy. I'm not an art guy in that sense, not graphic artist. I'm learning Photoshop, but creating out of nothing, I just can't do it. So, Adventure Finders, you've got an Instagram here. Something's wrong. Because it's not showing up as a social link. You should be able to do that. If you go in and you edit your description and go to those links, it should. Let me see, does that link work? It works. Play around with it is my advice. I remember that here's a tip for everybody that we covered in the last live stream. If you have Twitter and you put in that in your social, and sometimes it doesn't show with the Twitter logo, it shows it as a website, little globe. That's because the S for secure in HTTPS is there. If you take the S out, the globe will turn into a Twitter logo and it'll look better. It might be something like that. So go in, add those, and see if you can get those logos to appear on your banner because they'll be clickable and it looks nice and professional. All right, look at the channel description. What's going on, guys? Josh here with Adventure Finders, where we love to go on all kinds of adventures, anything from hunting to snorkeling, land, sea, or air. We're geared up and ready to go. Now, again, it might seem like Carnival's colors. That's an idea, but I mean, we started off doing road trips, and so we kind of evolve. And so it's not necessarily all about Carnival, and I don't want to get sued by Carnival, but I mean, I like the suggestion. I hadn't thought of that. I'm gonna think on that and see kind of where that goes. So I appreciate that. Thank you for suggesting that. Anyways, back to Grammar Nazi Ray. In the description, for example, the spacing, you have land, space, comma, sea, comma, or space, air. So it should be land with the comma right next to the D, then a space, and then a space. Basically, there should be a space after each comma at a bare minimum. Little things like that. People see that and they're like, is this person professional? Because your audience, any audience generally wants to be respected. And if they see that you made the effort, and it's not even a conscious thing, it's just, people might say like, oh, that doesn't look good. They might not even be totally aware of why it doesn't look good to them at that moment. But it's that sort of a thing. Like I have some acting training. I'm prepared to evolve, sure. But also it's okay to have some rules for yourself so you don't totally go off brand. Like for example, what was it, 13 months ago or so, I was on the Mario Marathon charity event, and so I was posting that on different social media things, but I'm a travel channel, and so I was kind of shoehorning it in, and it actually helped me on everything but Instagram. I posted some Mario Marathon stuff on my Vacation Impossible Instagram, and I lost a lot of followers. Instagram hates it when you go off-brand. So know your brand and have, figure out what kind of rules you want to play within, and then within that evolve, and be willing to reevaluate those rules, but don't try to be, my channel's about everything, because honestly, you're probably not going to get your channel link approved in our Facebook group, because how do you describe everything? That's not a description of content. People want to know what they're clicking on. But that's my one little asterisk. Other than that, I completely agree with you, Tina. But okay, so here's the last point I'm going to make, and this will have to be the end of the live stream just because it's getting a little late. So I do have some acting training. I was actually offered a role in Maze Runner 3 that I had to turn down because of a scheduling conflict. But I'm by no means an actor. One person joined the group one time and thought I was David Cross, and she was really angry when I told her I wasn't. She was like, "You're misrepresenting yourself." And I'm like, "With what?" And she's like, "Well, you look just like him, and you're trying to look like him." And I'm like, "I do not want to look like him. I'm not a fan." Anyways, getting off topic. Yeah, exactly. We became a beauty channel. Although, hey, I'm open to most collabs. I just might not host it on my channel. That's the thing. I'll do a voiceover for you. I enjoy doing voiceover work quite a bit, and I've done that for like gaming channels and other things. And so if anybody wants to do a collab, you want me to do some voiceover work for you, that's the easiest thing I can do. I generally have every third Friday off, so it might take up to 3 weeks for me to have an opportunity to record it, because I need my house to be completely silent, because I want to get you the best quality audio. I'll do it for you. I'll appear on your channel, but if it's not travel related, I can't put it on my channel because it's off brand. I might continue tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll have time. Rob Cordry. I wish I looked like the other Cordry. I like Nate Cordry a lot more. But yeah, I can see it. I get those are the ones I get. The other one I get sometimes is Quentin Tarantino, and I don't know how I feel about that. I think they say it's the jawline. I don't know. Anyways, so getting back to an actor's trick, a live actor's trick. This also applies to musicians, and it's basically that anything that looks rehearsed. A skate park, yeah. Hey, I'm very much open to ideas. It's just a matter of having the time. Is one of the big challenges. What if a channel has everything about one topic, like a variety games? No, that's fine. That's fine. It's a little tricky with gaming. I think gaming and vlogging, you want to narrow down a bit more. Like, I'm a travel channel, and we do all sorts of travel. We go to Europe, we go on cruises, we go on road trips, we go camping, we do all sorts of travel stuff. Yeah, actually, I'm going to do, speaking of fails, my video coming out tomorrow, I am at some point in the future going to release outtakes of, because they were hilarious. I spent a day and a half filming and editing that thing, and yeah, some crazy stuff happened in the effort to make that video. So here's this trick about live performers, whether you're an actor or a musician or a dancer. When something seems rehearsed, the audience just loves it, and it doesn't have to be complicated. If you're just like, a couple guys up on stage, and maybe you're making a presentation or something, and all you do is like 3 moves that are coordinated and in perfect sync, you might see where I'm going with this, the audience will love it. And I don't mean to disrespect audiences or say that they're unintelligent, but it's just a part of the human condition, because I feel it myself. I'll be watching something and I'll see something that I know that they've rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. They got the timing just right, and they're all doing it together in synchronization, and it's silly and it's stupid and it doesn't make a good point, and I still love it. And I think that it's, and so that's just part of that sort of thing. And part of it is because I think it shows great respect, because they know you made the effort. Like, if you went to go see a juggler, there's this guy he often performs in Western Canada, checkerboard guy. He juggles, he rides the 6-foot unicycle of death, and he juggles flaming things and scimitars and other bowling balls, and it's cool. But when you see that kind of stuff, have you ever seen a bad juggler? Or a juggler who failed and didn't have like a funny line to cover for it or do something to acknowledge it? It just feels cringy, I guess, is the phrase people use now. But the juggler that does well, even if I don't care about juggling, the fact that they've taken the time to learn how to do it properly to entertain me or other people shows respect for the audience. And so they might not be consciously aware of it, that they're judging you and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, hey, people have limited time to spend on different entertainment. And so I think the least we can do is try to, show respect for them and do that as much as possible. And so it's a little thing, but proper grammar, spacing, capitalization, that kind of stuff, it's part of the hallmark of a professional thing. And honestly, like thinking about verification, getting that check mark. If it doesn't look like they took the time to write the description, somebody like YouTube's going to come along and be like, "It doesn't seem real to me." It's going to feel off. For the casual viewer, they're not necessarily going to even be able to know what it is. They're like, "This doesn't look good. Doesn't feel good." Hard to describe. And they would have to take the time to invest and dive deeper. And so, yeah, that's that sort of thing. Like, just talking about juggling, just before I go, I cruise a lot. I've been on 19 cruises now, all with Carnival. And I also love comedy. I love live comedy. I love stand-up comedy. So I go see almost every single comedy show. Sometimes you even see the same show more than once. And so I've seen a lot of comedians on Carnival, because normally each cruise, you get 2 comedians, and then halfway through the cruise, they swap out for a different 2. Yeah, I'm about to go to bed now too, guys. This is my last thing I'm going to talk about. Has nothing to do with YouTube. Well, maybe a little bit. There's this one guy, my favorite comedian on Carnival. His name is Tommy Drake, and he's a bit of a juggler, and he does cool stuff. Like, one of the cool things he does is, they all juggle the bowling pins, right? Well, he'll throw one down onto the ground, and it'll bounce up, and then he'll catch it. And that's remarkable, because if you think about it, each cruise ship is a little bit different. Each stage is different. How do you know the right spot to hit it that's going to bounce out right? Blows my mind. But anyways, he'll be up there and he'll be doing some sort of juggling, right? And there'll be a couple of polite claps, and then he'll be like, "Yeah, 6 months of my life for this." And then suddenly everyone really appreciates all that effort. And it's funny too, because he says it in this like kind of sarcastic, self-deprecating way. So, but then he gets the biggest laughs and the biggest cheers. I've seen that show 3 times. And every time he's up there and he's like, 9 months of my life, and I get a smattering of applause, I laugh every time. It's in his delivery. I'm not doing a proper delivery. I'm exhausted right now. It's been a long day. But it's that kind of a thing. And so people really appreciate those little efforts. And that's one of the easiest ways, I think, to break faith with your audience, is to take them for granted. And people have different ways of feeling that they've been taken for granted. And I think not putting a lot of effort in can be part of it. And I'm going to circle back to something I talked about at the very beginning. As a result, that's where I think daily or having a schedule isn't great. Only 6 behind me. So are you platinum by now, Josh? You got to be close, if not. I love platinum. They do your laundry. It's fantastic. Also, you get the strawberries dipped in chocolate for free. That's kind of cool too. Priority boarding. I got a video about that. Of course I do. Anyways, I think one of the easiest ways to break faith with an audience is to take them for granted. And sometimes it's in small ways. And so if you're rushing to make a video to keep up with a schedule, or if you make a promise of a schedule and then you break it, either one of those breaks faith, I think. And so they feel it as a declining quality, or you're going off brand, or it's not really edited or whatever, and you're issuing apologies or whatever it is. It's hard to come back from that. And it's just so easy to click that subscribe button a second time to unsubscribe. And so I just got to say, like, daily is too much unless you're covering the day's news. And if you're basically doing like a Jon Stewart, Daily Show, Trevor Noah, Colbert, something like, hey, here's the news and here's a funny observation about it, and you're doing that somewhat daily or 5 days a week or something like that, I could see that. Anything that's not that daily, YouTube is an art. So oh yeah, the platinum party is awesome. I like the shrimp tarts. So good. And the unlimited free alcoholic beverages ain't bad either. Anyways, if you're pushing yourself to go daily, your quality's going to sacrifice. We're artists on YouTube. It sounds pompous, maybe. I don't really think of myself as that much of an artist, but I do in the sense that I give myself freedom to be a little eclectic, a little whatever. And if that means an irregular upload schedule, and I could be wrong about this, it's just my personal opinion, but if that means an irregular upload schedule is the cost of putting out a better quality thing, or a thing that I'm passionate about, I think it's worth paying every time. And again, videos on the internet are there largely forever unless you take them down, and sometimes even not even then, if somebody's got a copy of it or something. So yeah, that's my thought, is like, just and consider every video is like buying a lottery ticket, and the cost of it is the time you put into it. But like, every second of every day your number might come up. You never know, and there's nothing that says it can't. There's things that say it's unlikely, but the more you do that and the more effort you put in, the better your odds are, the better the numbers you're picking are. So, anyways, that's just some thoughts to finish on. And so hopefully you guys have gotten some value out of this. You can rewatch it or watch it from the top if you came in late. It will be available on the group. And then sometime in the future, I will put a copy of this up on the Small YouTubers Boost YouTube channel. I don't know what I'm doing with that. Again, I'm just holding on to the name so that somebody else can't pretend to be us. There was somebody somewhere, I'm not going to say, was pretending to be us. And doing some dodgy like sub for sub stuff, and I was like, whoa, I didn't realize it. Somewhere along the line, Small YouTubers Boost kind of became a brand, and so as the admin, I kind of have to defend it now, because I don't want people getting the wrong idea by following like a fake Twitter account or whatever, and then coming to us thinking like, oh, we're a sub for sub group or some nonsense, because that makes the fight to keep things clean in the group just that much harder. Anyways, I'm tired. I'm rambling. This has been a blast. I really enjoy doing these. So thanks for showing up, guys. I hope you're a success. If you become a success, just remember me. Seriously, thanks. This is fun. I really enjoy being a part of this community. I didn't create the group. I inherited it. But I think I did a lot to help grow it, and the strength of the community is that we tolerate as much free speech as possible. And so that means the strength of the community is all of its members. It has very little to do with us. The mods and the mods do amazing work. I can't say enough good things about that team we have. They are heroes. It's like the second they become a moderator, they stop promoting their own channels, and I feel bad about that. It's like, no, guys, you gotta don't do that. Do both. Come on. I don't want their efforts as mods to come at the sacrifice of their channels. But they do. They put in so much time and effort, and they take it so seriously. Like they send me messages when they haven't been able to moderate in a while. And it's sweet, but at the same time I feel bad because I don't want them feeling guilty if they're not doing this volunteer gig they get paid nothing for, and if anything, it comes at the cost of their channel. So I really appreciate them, but that's the strength of our group. It's you guys, it's the mod team, and if I'm able to contribute to that in any way, that's fantastic. And so I just want to say thank you to all of you guys because. It means a lot to me. It's something special that has grown to the size that it has, and that I think we've helped people and we've given people new things to think about. And I think that's when we're at our best. So on that completely self-serving note, I'm going to call it a night. I'll end it with a reminder to keep an eye on the group or my YouTube channel around 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, because something's going to be happening. And I'm pretty proud of it. And hopefully it's funny. You'll be able to laugh at me quite a bit. So hopefully there's some value there, especially if I've made decisions you don't agree with. And now you can laugh at me. Anyways, thanks a lot. I'm going to go to bed. So good night. This is Ray signing off.